Hey, Queen! Have you ever wondered how to do B2B marketing on LinkedIn? Do you feel overwhelmed with all of the tactics? Do you feel like you're throwing spaghetti at a wall and you just want a simple process to follow so that you can be effective in your marketing on LinkedIn? If so, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to share with you, if you stay until the end of this video, 2 critical components of LinkedIn that if you master, they will help you to leverage the platform to gain clients. Before we get into those 2 critical components, let's first back up and talk about what LinkedIn is and why it's so critical to your B2B marketing strategy. First and foremost, LinkedIn is considered a social media platform. I say that it is not your average social media platform though. When we study what executive buyers do when they're going through the buyer's journey and what their behaviors are, we found that executives cite that LinkedIn is their #1 platform that they turn to for professionally relevant content and for best practices in their industry. We also know that 80% of B2B leads are sourced through LinkedIn. It's a gold mine. When we think about the common goals that you set in place for a B2B marketing strategy, commonly those strategies are in place so that you can establish brand credibility, to amplify your visibility, to generate leads for your business. And so when I share with you these 2 critical components in just a moment, it's going to make sense to you why LinkedIn is such a great platform to leverage to achieve those outcomes and how to maximize the platform to do so. So the first component that you want to master is your LinkedIn profile. And here's why. LinkedIn is one of the top 5 indexing sites with Google, which is just a fancy way of saying that if someone goes to Google and they put in a search, and if there's content that matches that search on LinkedIn, Google is going to present it as one of the top options. If you haven't Googled your name before, I challenge you to do that. I've invested so much money into SEO for my website. I have a YouTube channel, and YouTube is owned by Google. But if you search LizJSimpson, the #1 result that shows up is my LinkedIn profile. That is the power of SEO on the LinkedIn platform. So then the question you need to ask yourself is, if someone Googles me, and if my LinkedIn profile does show up, is my LinkedIn profile positioning me in the best light for my marketing strategies? If not, continue listening. I'm going to share with you 5 parts of your LinkedIn profile that you want to optimize going forward for your B2B marketing. The first is your profile photo. And I feel like I shouldn't even have to say this in today's age. Like, we all know we don't trust someone if we don't see a photo. And we were all taught as kids to not judge a book by its cover, but we all do it subconsciously. So at least make sure that you have a professional photo that positions you in the best light to create that know, like, and trust with your ideal buyer when they come to your LinkedIn profile. Second is your cover banner. So your cover banner is, if you haven't customized it, it's that section at the top that has like blue lines on it as the default. You want to make sure that you really leverage this section to speak to your ideal buyer. I see the cover banner as prime real estate on your LinkedIn profile. We know that when someone goes to your LinkedIn profile, they're going to take less than a 2-second glance before they turn away or decide to engage with it. So in your cover banner, make sure that you immediately orient your buyer to your expertise and to your offering. If there's any way that you can leverage social proof, or if you have a call to action or a value proposition or features or awards, say that you were featured as one of the best places to work or you were identified as a top thought leader, make sure that that information is in the cover banner so that immediately your buyer sees it and they decide to engage on your page longer. The third part is your headline. So your headline is one of the most SEO-rich sections of your LinkedIn profile. So when you go to form your headline, you want to think about, when my buyer is considering who they want to work with and who the service provider is that has the outcomes that they desire, what type of keywords or phrases are they considering when they're looking for that search? And you want to leverage those keywords in your headline section. There's a simple framework I teach that'll help you come up with your headline section, and that is, I help X do Y through Z. So I help women in business to land 5- and 6-figure corporate clients through sales strategies. The X is the audience. So who is your minimum viable audience? Who is it that you serve? The why is the outcome that you create. So when your buyer invests in your solution, what is the outcome or the transformation that you create for them? And the Z is your offering. So what is it that you literally do that helps them achieve that outcome? That's what you want to leverage in the headline section of your LinkedIn profile. And then make sure you fill it with those keywords. So for me, I know that when someone's looking for my solution, they're using words like sales, marketing, digital transformation, business development. So if you go to my headline section of the LinkedIn profile, you'll see that I use those hashtags and keywords. All right, you still with me? Okay. The fourth part of your LinkedIn profile is the About section. This also is one of the most SEO-rich sections of your LinkedIn profile. You do not want to treat this section like your dusty old resume, okay? So do not have these third-person resume summaries that read like LizJSimpson is a quota-carrying sales master with 12 years of experience. No, like we're done with that in this age, okay? So how you want your About section to read is like a story. And in this story, your ideal buyer is the hero. So you want to think about the status quo of your buyer. What is it that they're dealing with right now? What is the emotional impact of what they're facing right now? What is their desired transformation? What's your perspective on the problems in the marketplace? You really want to just throw salt in the wound of the status quo, really speak to what they're dealing with today, give your perspective, and then invite them into your solution. And make sure you wrap it up with a call to action. Tell them how they can work with you and what the next step is. The fifth part of your LinkedIn profile is the experience section. There's a massive opportunity here because many people aren't sure what to do with their experience section, but I treat the experience section like a menu of services. So odds are for your organization, you probably have maybe 5 different services depending on the needs of your buyer. Make sure that you call out those services in the experience section and give a call to action and value proposition for each of them. This way, we make the buying process easy. When they land on your LinkedIn profile, it orients them to your expertise. It tells them what your perspective is, how they can work with you, and then it drives them to the next step in the process, right? Now, so that's the first component is your LinkedIn profile. The second component is the content that you publish, right? When someone first connects with you on LinkedIn, they may not have an immediate need for what you offer. This is why content is critical. With the LinkedIn profile, what I love about it is that the algorithm only likes 1 post per day. I was overwhelmed with all the other social media platforms. So if you go to Instagram, there are people posting every second of the day. On LinkedIn, the algorithm actually counts against you if you post more than 1 time per day. Those posts start to compete with one another. So when you're thinking about your content strategy, ideally, if you're going to post every day, you're looking at 30 to 31 pieces of content each month to publish. And when you think about what you're going to publish on the platform, again, go back to the status quo of your buyer. Normally what I teach is for my clients is to identify 4 core topics for the month. And then once you have those 4 topics, basically what you're doing is you're repurposing the same content with different media forms. I'll give you an example of what this looks like. So if for week 1, my content topic is how to tie your shoes. Let's keep it simple. How to tie your shoes. I might record a 2 to 3 minute video, which is explaining how to tie your shoes. Why 2 to 3 minutes? We know from LinkedIn that normally you see a drop-off point after a couple minutes. So you just want to keep it to a couple short minutes to keep buyers engaged. So on Monday, I might publish that content piece, which is a video explaining how to tie your shoes. Then I would take the transcription from that and I would turn it into an article. And then on Tuesday, I can publish the article. Same content, but it's giving another content form. Then on Wednesday, I might take a quote from that article or video, and then now I just might do a long form content piece on the platform. So keep it very simple, just 1 content piece a day. And when you're publishing content on the platform, you want to make sure that you're leveraging keywords. The sweet spot is 3 to 5 keywords. Again, you're thinking about the keywords that your ideal buyer is searching when they're looking for your solution. And one of those keywords should be something unique to you. Unlike platforms like Instagram that has a feed, LinkedIn doesn't have a feed. So when someone searches you, they can't see your last 30 days of content. So think of a unique hashtag for your brand that you can highlight. So when someone searches that hashtag, they see all of your content pieces. All right, deep inhale. So we've learned how to maximize our LinkedIn profile. We've learned how to maximize the content on the platform, and you understand why LinkedIn is a gold mine. So I think you're all set. If you're looking for more strategies for how to attract and land 5- and 6-figure corporate clients, make sure you connect with us and apply for our masterclass training at thebigmoneymovement.com. Or make sure you follow us for more videos where we will share B2B marketing strategies. Speaking of which, here comes that next video right now. Go ahead and click.